We are back. As far as the build quality is concerned, I think that's premium. That's really premium. You can
MG is kind of like marketing it as a sports car, but I would say,
whereas in this one, it's kind of like we're sitting on a high board.
and I think when we will flex the door, the scissors door it has,
The first thing you feel right after pushing the pedal is the instant torque. You are watching the Speedster Syndicate, where two guys are on a mission to drive the fastest cars in the world. So today we're going all in on one of the most talked about EV roadsters of the year. This right next to me is the MG Cyberster XPOWER package with dual motors. It's supposed to be a roadster with a fun-filled driving experience, but we're here to find out whether MG just brought all hype or is this actually worth something.
let's find out, and we will be brutally honest about this.
Before we dive into the car, I'd like to talk about MG itself. MG, or Morris Garage, has its roots back in England, the United Kingdom, and dates back to the year 1924. It was known for making fun-filled, lightweight sports cars.
Models like MG, MGA, MGB, MGTF made this MG, the company, a British motoring icon, the affordable two-seater roadsters. But in the 2000s, the company struggled, changed its ownership, and it was eventually acquired by SAIC Motor, the China's largest motor group.
Fast forward to today, MG is reinventing itself as an electric first brand. And with the Cyberster, they're saying that they can still make a sports car, but maybe only fully electric.
The MG drifted away from their brand identity, but with this car, they are making a statement that they are still attached to their roots. Alright, let's talk looks. The MG Cyberster grabs attention. It's low, wide and aggressive, but does it scream MG? That's up for the debate.
It's more like futuristic Ferrari than classic MG, which is not deliberately bad. And then there's this.
Scissor doors on an MG. Now that's a flex. Hate them or love them, they do make an entrance.
MG did throw in a nod towards its traditional roots. Check out this application of the Union Jack into its taillights. This arrow pointing at first looked to me like a just normal arrow, but turns out, just like the Mini Cooper taillights, it takes inspiration from the British flag.
At the first look, I would say it has been designed by some kind of a child who loves designing the cars, but still it looks childish. It's my personal opinion, but people do love them as it was designed in England. Alright, let's talk numbers. The MG comes in two versions. The one version, which is a base model, a trophy model, the rear wheel drive, and it is a single motor.
310 horsepower for one single motor, goes 0 to 100 in 5 seconds with a battery range of almost 500 kilometers.
The in specimen which we are sitting, it's a performance model, all-wheel drive, dual motor. It has a horsepower of 536 and makes 0 to 100 in just 3.2 seconds, which is near to Aston Martin Vantage, and 102 kilowatt hour of a battery with a range of 580 kilometers.
But let's see if all that power translates onto the road. Okay, as of now, we are sitting inside of the 2024 MG Cyberster. It's a roadster, obviously by the name. Electric roadster. It kind of feels weird right now.
Yeah, it's feels completely weird because
there's no vibration from the engine. We just got off a MX-5 right now. And right when we were in the MX-5, honestly, it felt really, there was more life in the car. Honestly, this is the first feeling that I have right now.
There are two sounds which are artificial. One is like in-room sound, like inductive, or you can have a petrol engine sound, which is 100% not the actual representation we have in Ioniq 5. But it still gives you a subtle sound.
Honestly, even though they put sounds in the Ioniq 5, to me, it sounds really fake.
Yeah, but it does react with the gearbox.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
Oh, yeah,
this one is not like that.
It gives you like haptic feedback also. So that's kind of maybe a small plus. So first impressions are pretty nice. It's got ample space, ample legroom. The cockpit is shaped up like Corvette C8. That's what I felt like. The first thing I felt right after sitting in this car was that it felt really lifeless. And that's what I kept on thinking until we were inside the city streets. And then we just came out. and we floored it for 2 seconds, and you instantly feel the feedback.
Yes.
So, as much as I am not a fan of electric cars, I cannot deny the fact that they go extremely fast and crazy fast.
When I sat into this car, the first thing I noticed was the seats are high because I'm a regular driver of Mazda MX-5. The Miata, that's a proper roadster. That's the full of life roadster. It's the
Definitely.
proper car, rear wheel drive. It's very low. You have a low profile. You are into the car. You are not on the car, but you are in the car. So like the concept of that car and the driver are one. But here, if I sat in, of course, it has a battery that is making us, sit up. Still, as a roadster, you don't want to sit that much high.
Yeah, I was actually surprised when I sat inside of this, and I think the fact that he mentioned about the MX-5, it's true because I was riding with him while we were coming here. Center of the gravity of the car is actually also low. When the car drives and moves, you kind of feel more compacted with its movements. Whereas in this one, it's kind of like we're sitting on a high board. Not only does this take away from the driving experience, in my opinion, but also once the top goes down, the wind is gonna hit my forehead directly, and I'm not a very tall guy.
MG is kind of like marketing it as a sports car, but I would say it should fall into the category of a GT, a Grand Tourer, not the sports car, because the amount of luxuriness it is offering is good. The support, the seats, the finishes, the lines, everything gives you an idea that this car is made for long drives, not for the mechanical connection, which normally the sports cars offer. Like we have driven Alpine A110S, and if you want to see the review, click up the link and you will see our action with the A110S. And as you know, we drive Miata, so we are very close to this small two-seater coupe, and we had a quite of experience while driving these cars, and I think we are in an authority to express brutally honest review about this car because we have already experienced those cars. This car has a particular road presence. I've seen, people turning their heads, so when it is on the road, other than that, it's an electric, no sound, but still people do turn their heads. And I think when we will flex the doors, the scissor doors it has, we are getting inside the car, there's a lot of drama.
Because it has scissor doors which go all the way up. And they're also automatic, so you can even open them and close them on a key press. As far as the build quality is concerned, I think that's premium. That's really premium. You can see it right away when you get inside the car. Everything is solid from the when you shut the door. Actually, the doors are automatically shut, but everything from when you shake the plastics, when you knock on them, there's leather on the dashboard, leather on the doors.
This is fake leather. This is not 100% pure leather.
Like
this is a
Rexine
fake leather, but it is very premium. It's soft. It's soft.
It's not the typical plastic you get. Even on the parts where there is, it's
Premium
soft
quality,
plastic, you know. So
you have here Alcantara. You have here Alcantara on the pillars. Alcantara.
I actually like this this edition.
From the steering wheel, I would say it is very soft, and it gives you a luxurious feel while you are driving. We have different modes. We have normal, like the custom, we have comfort, we have sport, and we have a super sport. And in super sport and sport mode, the handle and the steering should get stiffer. And as far as the suspension is concerned, it should also get stiffer.
Yeah, because
normally.
Right now, actually, you can feel that the suspension is pretty soft on this.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, again, for city drives or long drives, that's what you need. So again, this gets a plus on that.
There's a super sport button, which actually is super sport. It gives you energy. It gives you power under your steering. Let's change the super sport and
The first thing you feel right after pushing the pedal is the instant torque. The response is really nice.
This car comes with a pedal shifter, which actually does not have the functionality of a pedal shifter. They are still there. It's just like when you were a kid and you were used to have a mobile, kind of a toy. So they had the button, they did not have the exact functionality. And I think MG could have just avoided, because nobody needs to change the mode, on every turn. If they want to change the mode, they can, use the analog button.
Yeah.
It does come with a massive display, a 3-screen display in front of you. You have a speedometer and all the information, what's happening on the road, the traffic and all that's alert. The navigation is on the left screen, and on the right screen you have information about the car, like the energy and all that. And the right on the left screen, there's kind of hindrance when I want to see on the screen. I have to lean right or left, and that could have been improved. It's completely new style. I haven't seen in any other car, so it is a good style but lesser practical.
The side screens also work as side mirrors. The whole display in general looks like a home office setup with 3 monitors in front of you like you see at work. Side mirrors looking really classy. You can see the tail view of this.
The back of the car has a capacity of 290 liters, which is actually a lot of capacity if you compare it to the other cars, other roadsters. For example, again, Mazda MX-5.
It's definitely got more space. There's no front trunk in this car, although there's no motor in the front either. That's kind of strange to me. Maybe they put up parts of the electrical setup in the bonnet.
Yeah, even the Alpine A110S, which is a rare mid-engine car, does have a front and a trunk, but this car doesn't. And I'm not sure why they don't come up with the front.
They could utilize that space better,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Though we are comparing it to the MX-5, this car is still definitely bigger, more powerful, so it does kind of make sense that it has more space also to sit inside of.
Yeah.
Also the fact that this car is priced between 50 to 60,000 euros, which puts it on average 20,000 above the MX-5.
Yes, around 20.
So it's also in a higher price range. Yes, I think the MX-5 definitely gets the points when it comes to actually feeling the car or being one with the car. But I think when it comes to actual acceleration speed, top speed, then we know who the winner is. But here's the thing. This car competes with cars like the Porsche Taycan while costing a fraction of the amount that a Taycan actually costs. Wouldn't you think that this is a big edge?
Yeah, that's a big edge. If you compare it to the car, like the present market, I think the Tesla were the one who announced that they will come up with a Roadster, EV Roadster.
Yeah.
But actually MG do come up with.
Weight of the Cyberster is around 1,850 kilograms. And the all-wheel drive version of this car is over 2,000 kilograms, which makes the Cyberster a heavy boy. You feel it in the corners. The Cyberster grips well, stays intact with the road. And like Saleh said before, it's more of a grand tour than a sports car. So when we talk about the charging stats, it supports 150 kilowatt DC fast charging, meaning 10 to 80% in around 30 minutes.
It is not the best one, I would say. But it's if you compare it in the market, it's a good one. The shape of this car key is even according to the heritage of MG, which was the racing raindrop in 1950s. It was the one of the fastest car on the land. It made a record. So they are maximizing the profit. They are maximizing and linking to their heritage as they could.
This is basically the gear shifter. These are the pedal shifters, but they're not really much of use. Here's the gear controls: park, reverse, neutral, drive. A small screen here with which the passenger can also control things like the climate control, colors, whatsoever, even the volume. Except for the screen, there's a little bit of storage space here, some storage space here. This is how you press the cup holder. You just press them down and do the same thing to bring them back up. Another storage space here, same on the other driver's side, as well as this carbon fiber imprint here. Very small piece, but really nice. Alcantara on these inner accents, as well as this yoke style steering wheel. It's got a flat bottom. This metal accent really stands out in my opinion. I think Saleh would agree. These are the driver's controls. This is for pushing your seat back and forward. With this you can tilt your seat. And this I will not press right now, because if you pull this, the doors go up. So these climate controls, everything over here, this is touch system. But when you press it, it gives you a little bit of haptic feedback, which is not so bad. So wrapping it up, the MG Cyberster is a bold statement at bringing back fun open-top driving in an EV. It's fast, it's flashy, but it's also heavy. A bit over-designed in some areas, and whether it truly captures the MG spirit is still up for debate. What's clear is that it's a unique offering in the electric sports car world. Would we take it over a classic lightweight roadster like an MX-5? Probably not. Would we take it over a boring EV sedan? Absolutely. Now let's break it down. Here's our final rating on the Mashallah meter. There are three criteria on the Mashallah meter: performance, looks, and price. For performance, we give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's quick, but it's heavy. For looks, it gets a 9 out of 10. Futuristic and eye-catching design. And for price, we give it an 8 out of 10. Because if you compare it to the competition, it's coming out for actually a fraction of their price. A cool futuristic EV Roadster with some quirks. Not perfect, but definitely exciting. So now, speedsters, we want to hear from you. Would you like to drive the Cyberster, or is it just a gimmick? Drop your thoughts in the comments. So the question which arises now towards the end of our video is the MG Cyberster a true sports car? Well, in my opinion, actually not. It's more of a fast electric grand tourer. Except for the looks, the one key factor which could be the key factor for Cyberster's success is the pricing, which I previously also mentioned. It's fractions below the competition. So, speedsters, my question to you is, do you think it's the rebirth of MG or just a bold statement? If you like this video, if you like fast cars, and if you want to stay updated with two guys chasing a mission of driving the fastest cars on the planet, like this video, subscribe to our channel, turn on the bell icon so you can see all our latest notifications. And on that note, until next time, Speedsters out.